Hello again, and welcome to another final viewing horror podcast movie review. Today, we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. This film takes place 50 years after the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. 50 years. How old was Leatherface back in the day? Oh, anyways. Leatherface comes out of hiding after 50 years. He terrorizes a bunch of social media type influencers that are coming in to take over this town called in Harlow, Texas. That's pretty much supposed to be a ghost town. They're coming to basically revamp it to bring in the new yuppies, the young hip crowd, because they like the way it looks old and they like the history. It's an idealistic worldview that they want to bring into this small ghost town. First of all, I will say this movie does exactly what it's supposed to do. And that is, it's a slash. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a slasher movie. Up until this point, I stopped watching after the remake, which I did enjoy, the 2003 remake with Jessica Biel. I think it was 2003, 2004, somewhere around there. I did enjoy that one. I didn't care to watch any of the other ones because I felt it was just, I don't know, they just didn't interest me. I didn't attempt to watch those movies and I really didn't care. It was going to be the same, to me, it was going to be the same thing over and over again. When I heard that this was supposed to be a direct sequel, I was interested, but I was kind of disappointed that it obliterated all the Texas Chainsaw Massacres before that. Especially part 2, which I enjoyed very much. I don't see why it couldn't have taken off from there. Because part 2 is a bit more of a campy 80s type of cheesy horror comedy film, which I enjoy very much. It's actually my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the series. I do enjoy the more serious tone of the first one and the remake as well. But after that, I think part 3, I think it was called Leatherface. And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, is it The Awakening or The Reawakening? I don't remember what it's called. Where I had Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. Those are just ridiculous movies. They weren't very good. I went into this movie with very low expectations and I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was just going to be really bad, just as bad as the other ones prior to this one. The beginning, Leatherface. I didn't care for those. I didn't watch Leatherface, I will say that, so I can't say that for sure. But the beginning, I didn't care for at all. I just thought it was just too much. Just stop already. I don't care about the story. Just kill people. And I think that's what this did. And I feel that this follows in the vein of Halloween Kills. I feel that this is following in the same vein as Halloween Kills, like where you're just giving us our slasher. He's killing a bunch of people in very cool ways. And I thought the kills were amazing in this film. They were done really well. There's a lot of practical effects, it seems. And I just enjoyed watching people die. That was it. I did have some questions about Leatherface's age. I don't know how old he was in the original to where he is now. I mean, it's 50 years since then. Was he a teenager? Because if say he was like 15 or something in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is he 65 now? I don't know. Like that kind of confused me a little bit. I thought that we were gonna get like a whole new revamped Leatherface had a child kind of thing. He grew up to be this version of his father, which was Leatherface. And I thought it was going to take place from like something happening in part 2, but obviously I was completely wrong. But it's just Leatherface that came out of hiding, started killing people again. I don't know if he was reformed after the first film, because it kind of seems that way. And then something triggered him and he went off the deep end again, started killing all these people. And I couldn't be more thankful for that. I do like these kills in this movie. The storyline itself was rather weak, but I think a lot of it is made up with the action and how short the movie is too. I believe it runs at 120, but it's a pretty tight 120. I didn't feel like there was too many points where the movie was lacking or dragging. Like it just kept moving along and giving me exactly what I wanted to see. I haven't seen any reviews. I've only seen number ratings from people on this film, and it's got pretty low ratings. I don't know why, but I would say the same happened with Halloween Kills. Like people gave that a lot of low ratings as well. I enjoyed Halloween Kills for what it is. I enjoy this one for what it is. Just a movie about a serial killer that's killing people, breaking out the chainsaw, using hammers, using knives, using cleaver. I think he used a cleaver at some point. I'm glad the way the ending turned out the way it did in this film. It left me satisfied with the film that I had just watched. Again, going in with low expectations, I was pleasantly surprised. I'm trying really hard to not get too detailed into this movie because I really want to talk about various details, but that'll be a later video. and I'll bring in one of our other podcast contributors to talk about this film. My overall rating for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't think there wasn't much fluff in there. If there was, it was very, very minimal. The story gets right to the point right away. And I don't think they waste too much time. It's just fast paced. Well, fast enough for me anyways. It was a fast paced slasher film from beginning to end. And till the very end, like, it didn't stop. And I really enjoyed that, and I appreciate that. Again, the story, it was kind of lackluster, but what do you expect with a slasher movie? I didn't expect much from the story. I was still satisfied with the story nonetheless for what it was. Could have done with a little bit more character development. There were certain aspects or messages that they were trying to incorporate in here, and I felt those kind of like fell a little flat. But again, I'll talk about those more in a spoiler episode. 7 out of 10 for me. What did you all think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Have you seen it yet? Are you going to see it? Leave a comment below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Whenever we drop a new video, you will get notified for that. And we do appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.